Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. You're watching Spotlight, and with me today representing the People's Resource Center are Melissa and Barbara. So welcome to the set, ladies.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
We're super glad you're here tonight, and I'd like to start out by learning a little bit about the People's Resource Center. So bring us along.
Well, the People's Resource Center has been around for 41 years, and it started really with a small group of individuals called the REC program, the Religious Education Program, that got together and realized that there were some needs in DuPage County. We started in the Wheaton area, and individuals did not realize that there were residents that really needed assistance in food, clothing, etc. And they started out of a small house in Roosevelt, on Roosevelt Road in a Wheaton area, and handing out groceries through a basement window. And that grew through word of mouth. Very soon they were giving out clothing, helping teen moms with diapers, etc. And then we grew to another location where eventually we launched the beginning of DuPage Pads, also the DuPage Community Clinic and a dental clinic for low-income residents. And now we are in Wheaton and the Westmont area. So it's long history. Dorothy McIntyre was our first executive director and was passionate about our mission. And then Mary Ellen Durbin was our director for about 15 years, and now Kim Perez. So we've grown quite a bit over the years.
You certainly have, and all from the small beginnings and one woman's passion by the sounds of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now, you sort of touched a little bit, Barbara, on some of those programs and services that you've kind of evolved and offered, but give us a little bit more background on some of the things that you offer today.
Well, really, right now, Jane, we categorize our services into two major areas. Basic needs services, which Melissa is very involved in. With the operations of both of our locations, one in Wheaton, one in Westmont, we emphasize that we provide services to anyone who lives or works in DuPage County. And those basic services would be food, clothing, assistance with rental needs if necessary, and that's also empowerment services, which would include literacy, English as a second language, preparing our residents for obtaining their GEDs and citizenship, also a computer training program and a job assistance program, and then finally an art enrichment program, because the individual that started that felt that individuals that had low incomes needed something in the creative arts to keep their spirits going, and that's been very successful.
That's very lovely. So, I mean, you are really about the basic fundamental needs. Mm-hmm. You're about those skills and services that allow folks to advance themselves, right, and then have some fun in a creative outlet. That's wonderful. Talk a little bit, because I know that the Pantry is one of the largest in DuPage County. So talk a little bit about that, because that's really, I'm not sure that everybody understands that and knows that about the PRC.
Well, we have two pantries, one that's located in Wheaton, one that's located in Westmont. And from the very beginning, when the founders started People's Resource Center, we served all of DuPage. And so that's one of the reasons why we're so large, is that anyone that lives in the county that's low income can use those services. And the pantry is amazing because it's a choice pantry, so the families get to go through and choose the food that's appropriate for their family.
Okay, so they don't have to just accept what you're giving them. They get to decide what's going to work if they've got little kids or not, and what people like.
Absolutely. And for cultures, we see people from more than 100 countries come through. They can pick appropriate food that they are familiar with cooking. So that's really great. We cut down on waste, and it's just better for everybody. Yeah. It allows us to serve people with dignity and respect.
That's lovely. And I think that, as you talked about when you started 41 years ago, you've seen a very changing population in DuPage mm-hmm. County. So being able to provide those different options is probably even more important today than it's ever been.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Now, you talk a lot on your website and your literature about mm-hmm. neighbors helping neighbors, which I think is a lovely turn of phrase. Tell us a little bit more about how the PRC embodies that.
Well, certainly through our volunteer base. We have a staff of a little over 30 individuals, and it's continued to grow as our needs have grown, but also our volunteer base continues to grow. And with over 2,400, is it?
Yes.
Individuals that volunteer now, many of them the computer training program, in the food program, job assistance, et cetera. They really are part of our community. They see a need, and they have come in. And it's very interesting when you go into the PRC, there's that blurred line between clients and the volunteers. volunteers and staff. You almost don't know who is who.
Isn't
There's
that
a
lovely?
strong
That's
commitment
great.
to serving other people. But we also, through the area, try to promote this with other nonprofit agencies, have many partnerships in the area. One is the West Suburban Jobs Council, which is a coalition of almost 40 other agencies that work with low-income job seekers. Well, I know that Melissa works with the Hunger Coalition too, so that we really are trying to reach out with partners in the community. And certainly our volunteers are the heart of the People's Resource Center.
Well, you have an amazing commitment of volunteers. That's a large number of people that really believe in the mission and what you're doing. And I think it kind of speaks to the fact, I know you were named the most impactful not-for-profit in the suburbs this past year and the United Way Partner of the Year. So I say congratulations to you on that, because that speaks very highly of the work that you've done. What does it mean to you, Melissa? I mean, what does that mean to the organization?
Well, it's wonderful to get an honor like that for starters, but I think it speaks to how integral PRC has been into all the social services offerings in DuPage County. So we're working closely with other organizations, with PADS and with Metropolitan Family Services, with Loaves and Fishes here in Naperville, to make sure that we're offering and not duplicating services for clients, families. And it's amazing for us to have this opportunity to work with other partners where we offer classes at churches, at apartment complexes, work with area retailers to do food rescue. I mean, the number of partners that we work with every week is probably over 500, I would say, easily, just because we're trying to be one of those organizations in the community that's going to really make a difference all the time.
That's wonderful. And I think you talk so importantly about that not duplicating services.
Right.
So there's not waste. And I think that's so very appropriate at this time in our community to be really thinking about that.
Yes.
So that's terrific.
Yeah.
Now, as we wrap up, you have a Share the Spirit program. Tell me a little bit about that.
Share the Spirit is our holiday gift program where we're going to serve about 1,000 families, more than 4,000 children. We're going to offer brand new toys, stuffed animals, hats and mittens, gift cards for teenagers, gift cards for the family. It's an amazing, wonderful miracle that happens at the DuPage Fairgrounds. We ask people to drop off donations on Sunday, December 4th between 9 and 3 of brand new unwrapped toys, and we're going to distribute them for the next 3 days, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, to families that really are going to appreciate and be so grateful for that opportunity to have a wonderful holiday.
That's wonderful. Well, I wish you all the best with that. I'm sure with your spirit and enthusiasm, it's going to be a great success. So thank you for coming by. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
If you would like to learn more information about the People's Resource Center and the Share the Spirit program, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay with us. We're coming right back with more Spotlight.